Whether you love me or whether you loathe me, I am back. Hello, everybody. My name is Rob, and welcome to your weekly vidIQ channel audit live stream. Regulars will know that I was not here last week, and the reason for that was because I decided I needed a vacation, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2. But as is customary, upon your return, especially on a cruise, you get lurgy, you get a cold, you get a flu. So if I do sound a little hoarse today, a little under the weather, then that is why I do apologize. But it also means that I'm looking for a very relaxed, chilled out live stream with you, the vidIQ Nation. And I could not do any of this without my trusty co-host who filled in admirably last week and joins us every single week, whether he is hosting or coasting. It is Dan, the man from somewhere out there with a plan. How are you doing, Dan? Thank you for covering last week. In summary, what happened?
Not as much that's already happened this week. Old Man Gib, or as I like to call him now, Old Man Gifted Membership, just dropped 20
Oh my
memberships.
goodness.
Yeah. So
loud sound effects. Old Man
already,
Gib. What a gentleman.
Yeah.
Now, every time this happens, Dan, I should know this, being a YouTube guru and expert. I should know what happens at this point, but I have no idea because I put so little time and effort into memberships.
You're all in terrible hands.
Yeah, you're in terrible hands when it comes to memberships. What actually happens? Who gets these 20 gifts?
It's anybody who has the feature turned on. I think it's on by default, unless you have like a YouTube business account. Like for some reason you can't get gifted memberships with those, but you'll just get them. And I think there's if it's not on, when next time someone gives memberships, click on it and see if you can turn that on. But they're random, they just go out randomly. I really wish you could gift them to specific people, hopefully one day. But yeah, it's really cool. It's cool to see. The only problem is we use StreamYard to stream, and it doesn't track gifted memberships, so we have to notice it on the side.
Does seem like a little bit of an oversight from YouTube that you can't select who you want to gift the memberships to. But I don't know. Somebody the spiffing Brit would find a way to game that. Yeah. Were you able to do it? But Old Man Gib, again, I'll give you another very loud sound effects. You are a scholar, a gentleman, a membership master, and we have invited 20 more Padawans into the vidIQ Nation. I'm using all of the terms from all sorts of movie slogans and whatnot, mixing my universes. Perhaps I should stop doing that. Perhaps we should actually get to the business of what this channel audit live stream is all about, which is inviting you to this casual lecture theatre as you submit your channels, get a little vulnerable, get a little bit nervous about how you're doing on YouTube and what your struggles are, but you share them with ourselves. And I don't like to use a word for either Dan or myself as experts or gurus or professors of YouTube. What we are merely is passionate educators with knowledge, wisdom, experience that we want to share with you to help motivate you, guide you, take your channel to the next step. And this is how it works in around about 40 seconds of your time. Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. If you need a channel audit right now, make sure to check out the vidIQ Coach AI tool that will help you with strategies, ideas, titles, scripts. Link in the description. It's a game changer. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started. All right, housekeeping as always. We did mention super chats won't buy you an audit, but they will kind of buy you some airtime if you have a question about YouTube that you think we can help try and answer or converse about. We've already got a couple of super chats in, so we will be dipping out of live channel audits occasionally to answer those questions. We encourage you to do them sooner rather than later, because we always seem to have a backlog of about 20 super chats that we need to do in the last 15 minutes, and that makes us very nervous and uncomfortable. So we encourage you to do it earlier. And in terms of the free channel audits, we have a couple of ground rules for them, because although YouTube invites all sorts of creators of topics and opinions and views, we are a channel that has a certain audience of a certain age, and we want to try and keep it universal and accessible to all, and we don't want to try and take sides or preferences. And some channels can kind of do that, which means that it puts us in an uncomfortable position to try and audit. So we'll just be straightforward and honest and say, look, we don't think this channel is appropriate for us to try and audit on the live stream. We apologize. But we'll try and let you know. And that can happen, especially when we go to the claw, which you'll encounter a little later on. And yeah, just finally, awesome job our moderators do every single week. You are fantastic. We love you. And with all that being said, Dan, is there any other, I don't know, bulletin points, or do we start auditing people's channels?
Just this one from Matt Cave Gaming to just a reminder. Remember, everybody, you don't need to be audited to learn from the stream.
That is so true. Remember, folks, that when we talk about many of the common creator struggles, these tend to be focus, audience, niche, consistency, thumbnails. You might be guilty of that yourself on your channel. And you don't need us to tell you specifically about that symptom on your channel. Just try to be focused right now on the job of content creation, whoever's channel we audit. Let's jump into it, Dan, I think.
You don't need our permission to change up your channel.
Correct. The first channel that's submitted in the forms, which are now in the description, and you can still fill out that form to hopefully get your channel randomly picked a little later on, is Football Pros. And of course, between us Brits and Americans, there is a very different opinion of what football actually means. In this case, I think it's soccer, not gridiron, as I like to sometimes call it. Does that, when I say gridiron, does that sound comical to Americans?
You know, it's funny.
Does anybody call it gridiron?
I like the term gridiron. I never knew it meant like American football. And that's a way cooler name. And I don't know what the NFL is thinking.
Yeah, I don't know how gridiron fits into the American football lexicon. But anyway, before we go too much off topic, this channel is at the very start of their YouTube journey. Just 9 subscribers, just 2 videos, and both of them are shorts. But I think we can already think about one aspect here, Dan, of shorts football channels, and they all seem to fall into a very similar category, which is to clip stuff from soccer, be it highlights, goals, amazing, funny things that happen in that world of football, which starts to bring up a challenging question about the long-term sustainability of the channels. However, when we look at just the thumbnails of these shorts, that doesn't seem to be the case. Even these freeze frames suggest original content. And so we'll maybe just look at these a little bit now. I'm going to play one of these and let's listen to what we've got. Okay, so I can hear some music that's playing and quite loud. What I'm going to do is pause it, because the interesting thing here is that could be copyright music. And the creator, as I can highlight down here, that would indicate that this is their original sound, which means that they've not used YouTube's tools to input this music, which means that they may get hit with copyright complications further down the line. So if there was one suggestion right at the start of this audit, from a video point of view, is use YouTube Shorts audio tools to use that music rather than... You can still edit the video on your computer or wherever you want to do it, but then upload it through YouTube Shorts on your mobile phone to add that music and avoid that potential pitfall. But other than that, I'll mute the rest of it and then we'll just continue to play through it. And I think they're just showing us like a simple move with some funky little graphics done. Very simple, but that's kind of the concept of shorts. I'll go back to the main page and then just wonder what your thoughts may be at the very beginning of this channel's YouTube journey.
So when I look at the title, Anthony Spin Tutorial, a couple things are missing for me because it looks cool. I couldn't do that. I'd fall over. So I appreciate the skill, but the couple things, I found the lightning to be kind of distracting, and I thought maybe it was going to be they just want to do a cool effect and then get into the tutorial, right? Like, oh, they want to stop you from scrolling because they're gonna do something cool, and they're gonna stop and say, okay, if you want to learn how to do that, here's how to do it. But they never. It was just loud music, and they never really did that. They just kind of let the short be really short, and I didn't learn anything. And the reason I'm like picking on that specific aspect is because it says tutorial in the title. And so it implies that they were trying to teach me something, but the delivery wasn't quite there. So there's nothing wrong with what they've made. It's just like the context of it. Like, who is it for? And it seems like there was a mismatch in terms of the audience they were trying to get versus the audience they probably got, which is people who just like cool moves. But like me, I like seeing stuff like that, but I wouldn't attempt it myself. I'd fall over. So that's like the point I'm trying to get across.
Well, let's see if they've learned anything then from their second shot, and I'll just play it. And I think I'll mute this one immediately. Well, it's already muted. All right, so that is now more clip from real football, but I think that was used to demonstrate the trick, and now they've gone to their own footage to actually show you how to do it. So that seems to suggest, Dan, that they've already jumped in time to this live stream, heard your suggestion, and then implemented it in their second shot, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah. So second tip then is going to be camera quality. I'm guessing this is a cell phone, but it doesn't look super great, and I think it's because you're shooting into the sun. You want to make sure that the light is lighting you, not the other way around. And then I don't know why it shakes so much, like because it's on like solid ground. So I don't know why. Maybe that's an effect you put on it.
Yeah, I think it might be.
But it's hard to like because you're at an angle, like with the footage you use from the TV cameras with the actual like players looked good because they got the right angle. But you're at an angle where see we can see behind him, like we can only see the front of the creator.
Right.
So like we still don't get like the full effect. So I know I'm picking on the production aspects here, but that is the biggest part of shorts. Like shorts is all about getting people like visual stimulation and things like that. So if there's stuff missing, like being able to actually see the trick you're doing, or the music is loud, or the camera quality is not great, then people swipe away. So all of this stuff is what you have to consider when you're making shorts.
So maybe this bit of a tutorial, they almost need to record this like 3 separate times from 3 different angles and then use the best clip at the right time to illustrate. That might be the next production value concept that they want to iterate on.
Yeah. So but otherwise, I mean, I love the improvement. I mean, I would say 100% improvement from what we saw before.
Yeah, definitely. Football pros with just 2 shorts already, improving with 1% with every video. We think you've improved hundreds of percent from the first video to the second video. And you're doing something which is a little different to what we've already seen in the shorts football space. Make another 50 to 100 shorts and then let come back and let's see where you are. Good stuff there from Football Pros. We hope we've been able to offer something to you with just 2 videos and 10 subscribers. A good start there. Dan, let's move to a first gaming channel that's submitted from the forums.
Okay.
And they call themselves, I believe, Dossay. Hey, 265 subscribers. Hello is their description. Interesting, different channel art. I've not seen anybody use the Minecraft with icons quite like that. Interesting. And then we get to the thumbnails and the titles. And, first impressions, what are we looking at here?
Other than the latest video, which I will get to, everything seems pretty focused. I really like the simplicity in their thumbnails, especially the latest Minecraft video, how I trapped this player on PvP Legacy. Hey, good visualization there. It looks like there's a bit of detail in there that I think we can maybe dig into a bit. But ultimately, again, they went for simplicity, like not a lot of characters on the screen, and just one focal point. It's good. And it's an improvement based on thumbnails from the second row where we see like 4 minutes in, but the 4 is kind of hard to read because it's on a light background and there's no like stroke around the letters or anything. We can't read the text in the thumbnail after that. Dose plays obstacles. Like there's a word back there that was written in Minecraft itself and it's just hard to read. The lighting's not great. So there are improvements happening, you know, in the thumbnails and things like that. So the one I wanted to focus on was that latest Minecraft one, because even though it's gotten more Minecraft one, even though it's gotten more simple, there's still a lot of things missing for me. So first of all, how I trapped this player on PvP Legacy. PvP Legacy, I assume, is a server like that you play on with your friends.
Yep.
And it's not one I've heard of. Maybe the Minecraft community at large has heard of it, but it really didn't need to be there. It's how I trapped this player in Minecraft. Like, make it for more people than just people who've heard of PvP Legacy when you're thinking about those titles. And then
okay,
I'm having to think maybe a little too hard because I'm seeing that there's a player, like a mystery player in the middle. I'm seeing this white dotted line, but I'm not sure what it means. And then the word dead, ? And so it's about trapping a player, but then like it looks like you found somebody and are they dead? Like there's a bit of a disconnect there if I were to really pick on this thumbnail, and having to think about it for that long makes it harder to click on. Whereas the thumbnail, this PvP Legacy game was chaotic. I love the simplicity of it. There's an inventory full of like a chaotic amount of loot, you holding TNT, and then chaos. Like that, I don't have to think about as much. You're trying to convey chaos in some way, and I think you did a good job. So that's kind of like the differences I'm seeing in terms of the thumbnails. They're doing a really good job, but it's just about that presentation to the viewer.
Just going to explore the channel a little bit more to find out what they're doing with shorts, and some other shorts have some success here. A couple of thousands of views on some of these. Seems pretty encouraging. I do just want to check when these were posted. September 24th. So that is
yesterday.
This week. Yeah, Sunday. Because what I'm a little confused about is, in terms of long form content, maybe I should have checked if this channel was a shorts or a long form channel. They haven't done anything for a month on Minecraft, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what this is at all.
Yeah.
Is it Minecraft related, or
no?
It doesn't seem to be at all. So this, which is by far the most viewed long form video, is now kind of diluting at least the audience channel focus of the long form content.
Yes,
which worries me a bit.
It looks cool, and I'm sure you did that because you wanted to practice your editing skills, whatever it might be. But listen, to everybody out there, don't do this. Don't do specialized projects like one-off projects and put them on your YouTube channel that's about something completely different. Because what it does, it's one of two things. Either that video is going to tank because you've gotten an audience that's used to seeing Minecraft in this case, or the video is going to do really, really good, better than your Minecraft stuff. And it's going to confuse everything because now people are going to subscribe to your channel but for more lyric videos and not for Minecraft. But you are a Minecraft YouTuber and you want to be a Minecraft YouTuber. And so you're like, no one's watching my Minecraft stuff, but I have 200 subscribers. What's going on? You have 200 subscribers that like lyric videos in that certain style and of that specific music genre. That's what the audience you've just started to create on your channel. I would recommend one of two things. Either you need to unlist these Minecraft videos or leave them on this channel and put the lyric video on a new channel, or you need to unlist the lyric video and put that on a different channel. It needs to be separate. Or like if you're like, I'm just gonna do lyric videos, I'm done with Minecraft, then think about maybe unlisting the Minecraft stuff, because since it's, you know, depending on where your numbers sit, you might see that there's way more audience already from the lyric video. You want your channel to be focused so that you can build a community, which is going to become more and more and more important as time goes on, because as you might have seen, AI content is just becoming pervasive. And one thing AI is not super good at is forming a connection with a human. That's where community comes in. That's what's going to make you stand out as a human on YouTube. So there's a lot of tips in that whole blurb there for you. Yeah. Go ahead, listen to that on repeat a few times. Get yourself motivated.
0.5 speed just to take it all in. I'm just going to say it now, Dan. You are on fire.
Oh, thank you.
Absolute fire. Whereas I'm kind of like lukewarm at the moment. But we have reached that point in a live stream where everybody just tells Rob Why are you doing this, Rob? Like last week, we didn't have to deal with this nonsense unless Dad did it.
I didn't.
Why are we doing Rob's self-indulgent gaming corner? Well, it's because it gets engagement, and we need engagement on this live stream. It's as simple as that. We need people. We need people to talk.
It's your fault. You engage with this. We don't know what to tell you.
I've got a new sound effect for this. It's your fault. Anyway,
so violent.
Anyway. I've got a few more sound effects.
Oh my God.
I'll leave them till later. Anyway, I do have actually another sound effects because it's as part of the self-indulgent gaming corner. When we talk about what we've been playing video game wise over the last week, you have a gaming sound effect to guess from my gaming past. And this week's sounds a little bit like this. So, where does that sound effect come from? For some of you, you're just going to immediately go, oh, yeah, that Rob just takes me back to a certain period of gaming. For others, it's like, but that's it. So, Dan, I'm going to throw this over to you. What have you been playing gaming-wise for the last 2 weeks?
I don't know. I was playing Starfield.
Yeah,
Starfield was cool. You know what? Starfield had an interesting effect on me. I started playing No Man's Sky again. So,
okay.
I guess about 30 hours into Starfield, and I'm like, okay, I've played it. So that's what I've been doing.
So you're just like having a...
I just want to be in space.
Space, I mean, it's in space sandbox games, which kind of goes against the two, but all right. A lot of guesses coming in here. I think somebody's got it right. So let me tell you what I've been playing games I've been playing. I was on a cruise. So I didn't have access to my PS5 because I didn't have internet access. I intentionally, Dan, if you just want to keep clicking through some of the games that people are playing, I intentionally didn't get an internet package because I just want to be disconnected from the world. So I had to take some handheld gaming with me. And so there were two games that I played quite a lot, which were Pro Evolution 4, and people can argue to death with me, but that 20-year-old soccer game is still the best football game I've ever played, and I don't think I'll ever play another football game. And also, this isn't going to be really super niche, Final Fantasy Tactics. So I got my kick of Final Fantasy 7 on the PS5, and I thought, I want to play what I think is my favorite Final Fantasy game, which I think is actually a reskin of Tactics Ogre video game series, which I've never personally played, but Final Fantasy Tactics. It was turn-based. It was like turn-based battle, but you're on a chessboard. So you weren't just making decisions about attack, defend, magic, or whatever. You had movement involved as well. And that kind of changed the dynamic on the PlayStation. And I remember when I first bought it, I played on it for an hour and hated it, and I was going to return it, exchange it, but I thought I'll give it one more go. And then I was hooked for absolutely months on it. Brilliant game. But that's not all, because I returned from the cruise and I started playing, Dan, a game which recently sunk a development house. Any ideas what that might be?
Recently sunk a development. No. You're gonna
Volition.
Say no. Oh, I don't know.
Is okay. Saints Row.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yes.
So the lesser man's Grand Theft Auto, as you might say, but sometimes a lot more fun.
The original.
A lot more fun and entertaining,
Yes.
like really
the
fun.
Second one,
absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing the latest one. It's fine, it's enjoyable. It's sandbox. It gives me lots of things to do, lots of people to kill, lots of insurance claims to make. Like lots of photos to take. One of the things you got to do is go around venues and give them a 1-star rating on their review app, and then all of the gangs they're annoyed by your review and come and kill you. So I'm having to do that.
Imagine a gang being hung up.
It's fun. It's fun. Anyway, we've gone through a lot of gaming talk there. That was the sound effect. Somebody got it right, and I can't find at least one person got this right. And some people got it right by saying a game that they've played it with. It is the Konami kind of intro logo sound effect, similar to what Capcom had at the beginning of games as well. So well done if you got that right. I hope you've enjoyed all the games that you've been playing. And once again, next week, we will interrupt this live stream for at least 5 minutes talking about what video games we are playing. But we've got through it now. We can audit some more channels.
You made it.
Well done. The next channel we're going to audit is The Quiet One.
Oh.
New videos weekly. They have 36,000 subscribers. They have 800 videos. So that means they've probably been on YouTube. Wow, they've not been on YouTube for very long, Dan. That is, I was very surprised by that. Just over a year, 25 million views. But just looking at the videos, I see a problem.
Yes.
Not many views versus subscriber size.
There are some issues there. Let's look at the most popular videos, see what corner of YouTube maybe they should hang out in. 10 unsettling and disturbing scenes from The Exorcist. Okay, very interesting. Unveiling the nightmare art, the clown's evolution exposed. So these videos at the top here almost look like mini documentaries about movies, movie culture, things like that. And that was working really, really well for the channel. But the latest videos are straight up reviews of shows and movies that they're probably watching, interested in, things like that. And you can kind of see the disconnect here. You know, when you look at the different things they're covering, like Willow and then 1917, and like the genres are just kind of starting to float around. We saw stuff that was really related to horror movies before, and now we're just kind of all over the place. And that is a struggle for an audience to start to follow you because you had interesting things to say about a specific genre of movie. So this is one of those instances where we tried to kind of branch out a little bit, but maybe branched out a little too much. You know, that's my guess. I don't know exactly the journey. This is one of the first times we're encountering this channel, obviously, so I don't know the whole journey that this creator's gone through. And in just a short amount of time, they've managed to pull off a lot of success. But that is kind of what I'm seeing here is lately their reviews of things are just not hitting. I
would add that, typically speaking, just looking at the length of the titles and the thumbnails is probably one or two layers of complexity that are not required, that are probably losing them clicks. And I'll use a recent video as an example. 16 random horror films. Okay, you can do a listicle, and that's absolutely fine, and include 16 random horror films in this video. But to add 4 of them in a montage style on a thumbnail, along with very thick borders, and then a tick and a cross. Gremlins 2, Shaun of the Dead, Predator, and will that be Evil Dead? I'm having to kind of work out each of these 4 horror films. I think you could have just done with one of these. Yeah. And if I was going to choose one, it would probably be Gizmo from Gremlins, because that kind of adds a curiosity. Like, what was, you know, if nobody's ever watched Gremlins, they think, well, this cute character is part of a horror film. I'm like, is Gremlins a horror film, Dan? When we look at it,
I don't know. I haven't seen it because I'm bad at movies.
I wouldn't say it is. It's kind of fun and quirky. It's one of those ones where you're able to sneak it into school and watch it at Christmas time because the teachers don't know what it is. And then when they realize it, they go, oh, I remember that happened, actually. Somebody brought it in and they said, oh, we were like 7 or 8 years old and we all loved it, but the teachers were freaking out. Anyway, once again, I digress. I just think there's too much going on in this thumbnail.
Yes. And not to mention, it's not just 16 random horror films. It's the through line is what movies are worth the watch, which is like just not exciting. You know, like these 16 films should have something in common in some way other than like your opinion of like what's worth the watch. You know, if you're going to do a listicle like that, I think you should say something a little bit blasphemous, like 16 movies you didn't know were horror films. You know, just as one idea. Yeah.
Anyway, I think what we need to get to now is the 22 million views and where they've come from. So I'm now going to guess some viral shorts. That can be the only explanation for me. And here they are. Yeah, so 3 million. This is all cool. Now, we better not click on one, just in case it is a little too scary for our audience. Yeah, especially that middle one. That looks a bit bloody and gory. So I guess we can't click on them because we don't know if like they're just clips or it's transformational content, etc., etc. But let's be honest, this channel is crushing it, absolutely crushing it when it comes to shorts. No problem there. I'm going to quickly play it and then pause it because what I want to see is when this was posted. December the 5th. All right. So if we just go to their latest videos, and then they're getting like thousands of views these days, occasionally tens of thousands of views. So there is a bit of a leveler here, isn't it? The creator experienced some massive success several months ago. Maybe they're worrying now that, why is my channel still not getting all of these millions of views?
Right.
And we have to kind of set expectations here. The channel is still, for its age, doing phenomenal. Tens of thousands of subscribers, tens of millions of views. Your first year, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I mean, I know it's not the views you're getting in your shorts, but your long form videos are still pulling in an audience. I wouldn't be discouraged by the fact that they're not getting the numbers you're used to getting on shorts. That's okay. I think you're doing it right. I could see some improvements to the thumbnails and stuff. I don't love the blue background. It's very fun and you're covering horror movies and stuff, so it's so out of place with like the context of like the thumbnail with these more like dark films. I don't love this branding of I don't really like thumbnail borders in general, so I guess I would say that. But yeah, I think thumbnails could use a bit of improvement. But overall, yeah, it's for you, it's going to be topic. It's going to be like, what are you making that is going to resonate with a really large audience that enjoys, again, horror films? I think you should stick to that. I think that was working really, really well for you. And you've started to gain a viewership that knows you for that based on your shorts and your long form videos.
Yeah, CZ's World, again, I refer to this channel because it was the first channel I kind of covered as a case study on vidIQ 6 years ago at this point. They are a horror channel that built their presence on just dissecting every single aspect of horror films that you wouldn't notice. I'm not seeing in this particular case, this channel of it, their totally unique value proposition for the horror genre audience, especially when, as you say, Dan, we're just kind of jumping a little bit from topic to topic because we got Willow, which is, I believe, is a sci-fi, and then 1917, which is a modern war film, or like the First World War. So there is a bit of topic jumping here as well. But regardless of like the many issues the channel needs to try and just fix and support, the fact that they've had this success so early on should be seen as a fantastic springing of a coil. It's pushed you into the stratosphere, and you kind of on a slow descent at this point, but like once you find the right cloud to settle on, you're still going to be at such a high point in your journey so early on. Mm-hmm. That is a quiet one. And now I think we should take our first batch of super chats, and the music plays probably at a level that you can all hear, because once again, StreamYard, you have not provided us with audio levels. Maybe we should just continue to complain about that, Dan, every single week, since we're not sponsored by them.
We could email them.
16 super chats already.
That's too many.
So when you are a new member, you get a sound effect as opposed to the ka-ching noise. And I'll quickly run out of sound effects, but random damination. Welcome as a new member. Good to see you. We have another new member here. Gaming with Debbie. I'm confused. Why is it saying I'm being a member for 2 months? That's a bit weird.
They renewed. Member. You know how you can like...
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Even better. And then, of course, the legend, Old Man Gib, with his 20 memberships. I don't know if they've all been used yet. I assume they have. Welcome, all you new members. Of course, what you do get are the custom emojis. And I highly encourage you to flood the chat with those emojis right now. And just moderators, moderate with some leniency as you see all of these mass emojis hopefully come in. All right, we finally actually got a question here, Dan. Comic Escape. Thank you guys for everything you do. It really helped me on my journey. Great to hear. By the way, Is the overall view fluctuation common despite my average view duration being 80% plus?
Okay, wait, I have to read that again. Is overall view fluctuation common? Yeah, depending on topic, I guess. Like that can definitely make things fluctuate. We've seen some channels today that had some knockout videos. You know, people just come in droves to watch them, and then their recent stuff hasn't quite taken off. And that's usually when we see that due to the fact that people keep changing topics.
Also, video discovery is not purely based on average view duration of your content. And we have no context of the average view duration. 80% of what? If it's 80% of an hour, wow, that's incredible. Yes, your content should be being shared. If it's 80% of a short, nah, that's meh. That's mediocre. It's not too great.
Right.
So yeah, don't always try to look for the magic analytic, which should tell, which you can then use against YouTube and say, look, I got this. So why aren't you giving me this? It unfortunately doesn't work as simply like that. Matt Cave Gaming, you guys are the Jedi of YouTube. The Force is strong with you. Just wanted to say thank you for all that you do. I've got one thing to say to you, Matt. How appropriate that I just installed that sound effect.
Why would you disagree, though?
No, it's the only Star Wars sound effect I've got on the controller at the moment. Okay, where are we? All right, we've got a new member, and I'm just going to give this person a very simple new member because Doug Hewson. Let me just say, Doug is one of the unsung heroes of YouTube news and education because he posts all sorts of stuff about updates and finding out little things that are going on YouTube. And I think have acknowledged in the past when I've used his information for a video when he's discovered something. So Doug, welcome to the vidIQ Nation. Glad to have you on board. Make sure to check him out. I think he does regular live streams where we just cover news stories in like 2 or 3 minutes. Doug will go into like the nitty gritty in the detail, like 15, 20-minute videos and live streams. Well worth subscribing to.
Are we still live?
Of course we're still live.
Are you sure?
What's... Yeah. You're right. I completely forgot to do that at the beginning of the live stream. Good point. Next super chat is actually, again, it's another member. Bruh. Simple as that. Koi Fish Gaming. Member performance.
I will never learn. That's why I keep watching.
Oh yeah, if you have no interest in learning, that's fine. Just give us a watch time and continue turning up every single week. We approve. No, that's a wrong sound effect. It's that one I wanted. Treasured Lawn. I'm struggling to get my video suggested by YouTube. Browse is doing well, but not sure how to fix this. Well, browse is one way that your content is suggested. Weirdly. If you're talking about specifically suggested videos, I think that is a harder column to get into. And I'm just going to give you some purely anecdotal thoughts here. It tends to be that when we make our longer, more epic videos, which are like big tips guides, very long conversations, like 20, 30, 40 minutes, they have more chance of being in the suggested videos on YouTube. I don't know why that is, Dan. I don't know if you've got anything else to add to this in terms of how to get suggested more frequently. But browse, if you're getting browse suggestions, you're halfway there.
Sometimes it's... And we're not looking at the channel, so I don't know. But just in general, it really comes down to ideas. In my opinion, I think it's like, if you want more browse, like think about how you find videos on YouTube and why you click them when they're on the homepage. It's because it's an interesting idea, And we all like have ideas that we think are cool and we try them and they don't get as many views as we would like. And then we have ones that we didn't think much of, and then suddenly they blow up because it's just about that concept that gets someone to go, hey, that's interesting. I've never thought of it that way, or whatever it might be, and they click. So keep trying different things. I would say experiment, like within your niche. If it's about lawns and lawn care, like Are there what is there that you can do that maybe you've seen other people do? You can do your adaptation of it, or something that you just think would be fun and an interesting way to cover your topic, where anyone would understand it, of course, because everyone has well, I guess not everyone, but a lot of people have lawns. They understand lawn care. An Old Man gifted membership just did another 20.
What sound effect do I use this time?
You have to do the cha-ching 20 times.
Oh, goodness. There, times 20. I don't know how to do that. Right. Another question here comes from Her Squares Dating Pool Roast. That is a long, slightly confusing channel name. But anyway, your question is, roast channels, curse words, still get monetized? I'll tackle a curse words question first. YouTube kind of had a reckoning with how they deal with profanity. I think about 6 months ago, where they went too far in one direction, and now they've kind of again laxed the rules. There is so much documentation on this that you can get an answer very quickly through YouTube's support or by searching on YouTube, and we make a video on it. So yeah, you can effectively you can swear and you can get monetized. When it comes to roasting channels and that type of thing, I guess you're roasting other people's content. Like, so you're playing videos. There's obviously going to be the potential copyright issue there. What I'm going to say from now on, whenever a copyright question comes up, is this, Dan, because I finally had a chance to watch this. Tom Scott's 42-minute video on copyright is fantastic. I highly recommend you watch that video if you ever have any questions about copyright and how it's used on YouTube. And if you don't have the patience to watch it, then you kind of deserve what you get when it comes to copyright, because you should be informed and educated. Brilliant video, highly worth recommending. Next question comes from Mark Paxton. Travel vlog, 15% click-through rate, 12-minute watch time at 75%. Those numbers on the surface sound incredible. Only 87 views. What do I need to do? This is consistent.
So, again, without looking at the channel, really hard to say. But what I can say is you're getting 87 views, and you said it's pretty consistent. It sounds like you've built up a decent little community around your channel, and they tend to click your videos. It kind of doesn't matter what you're doing. They're like, I really like Mark. I'm going to watch. You're probably, maybe, without looking at the channel, not doing enough to reach new viewers. You're making what we would call community content, which is like with this live stream. We don't expect this live stream to get a lot of new subscribers for us, but we expect it to help the people who are already subscribed. You might make content that doesn't really have the potential to go out to a wide audience because maybe the topic just is more for you and your community to enjoy. What are some other examples, Rob, in general, of like community content? Put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
I zoned out then. I was checking something else on the other screen.
Other examples of community content. So this live stream is an example.
Yeah.
Rob and I did a video where we roasted Rob's first video. It was him and I just talking about a vidIQ specific topic. And we thought it was a lot of fun, and so we did it. But we knew going in, this was more community content. It's not going to reach a wider audience outside of our regular viewers.
Theoretically, let's say Mark Paxton's channel is actually about cryptocurrencies, but he decided to do a travel vlog. That would be a community video on that channel because it's not necessarily about the core focus for the core audience. So just by the nature of the content, it could be community content. I was going to be a little harsher here, Dan.
Oh, go for it.
First of all, this is not the harsh.
I speak on behalf of Mark. Oh, go for it.
This is not the harsh part of it. It's a very small data size. So maybe YouTube just doesn't have enough data to say, right, awesome. Maybe it's wanting you to prove this again. What I was going to say is 12-minute watch time, 75%, seems too good to be true. I don't know of anybody who gets such incredible watch time. So I was thinking, well, who's watching this? Are you just watching it tons of times? Or are you just getting your friends and family to just watch it loads of times? I admit I was being a bit harsh and critical. If that is not the case, you are getting 12 minutes genuine, authentic, natural watch time. That is amazing. YouTube will not ignore you for very long. It can't afford to if you're keeping people on a platform that long. And sometimes sometimes for small channels, it takes time. We did a video about a channel on their first video. They were getting average view duration of 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it took YouTube around about 100 days before it cycled it to the right audience. That was a Wing Commander video, Dan. Yeah. They have just launched their next video, the X-Wing one. Ooh. And as I predicted, it's already got like 50,000 views in like 2 weeks. So it's already halfway towards how the first video performed in a fraction of a time. And they've doubled down on their detail because this one is a 3-hour video game documentary on X-Wing.
I bet you people will watch that whole thing. It's going to keep exploding. Long videos full of a lot of value and information can go really far.
I'm reading some of the comments and people are actually saying, I've actually bookmarked this and I'm watching this in segments.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I'm thinking about making another video on it, but we'll have to see. All right, I think we'll call it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I watch 3-hour videos sometimes on YouTube, but it's certainly not in one sitting. I do break them up. I keep them in my watch history and I go back to them.
Well, the beauty of YouTube now is that typically, even if you watch a video and don't finish it, next time you go on a homepage, it'll be there and with a timeline exactly where you left off, which is why YouTube is just wonderful without needing any subscription list or anything like that. I'm going to call it there for now. Wow, we've still got another 23 super chats to do at some point.
Another gift too from VIF Gaming, which again won't pop up in StreamYard. If we miss your gifted memberships, we just really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
This is incredible. Why are you doing this for us? We're humbled. We love you.
We're just a couple of guys auditing channels.
This is me loving you. This is me expressing my love for all of you with this emotional song.
I don't love you guys. I don't know who you are as individuals, but I like you. You seem cool.
Great. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Shall we get the claw out?
Sure.
I'm sorry. We got another channel to have. I thought we
cut off the claws. It's going to rip our heads off.
We've got another channel we need to audit first. It's this one. All in Lynn. With 12 subscribers and 15 videos. What I like about this channel, Dan, is the concept where I think it's almost handing their life and decisions over to ChatGPT.
Oh, no.
And then seeing what happens. Like ChatGPT makes every decision about how to grow a bonsai tree. Which Reddit post is fake? Presumably one was created by ChatGPT. ChatGPT writes an adventure for me. I like the scope and where this channel could go. Yeah. And the fact that they're getting more views and subscribers with all of the videos that they've made so far, it's a great start. What do you think about, before we go into the detail of the thumbnails, the titles, this is a cool concept, right?
Yeah, I love the concept. And it opens up a lot of really interesting ideas. So a couple things. First of all, I want to tell any creator who's doing stuff like this, look deep into this topic because a lot of people have done similar stuff. So it's getting harder to stand out in the space where you have ChatGPT decide things for you, because that was like low-hanging fruit, kind of been done. One way you can stand out, this has just popped into my head. You don't have to go this exact route, but just like, I want to get you thinking about this because we just talked about the Wing Commander video that's like 3 hours long, right? What if you did a, like, gaming channels do 100 days kind of content. What if you did 100 days of ChatGPT telling you what to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. That wouldn't really be the title, but you could do something similar. 100. Chat told me, or ChatGPT told me what to do for 100 days, or I don't know. And then the thumbnail will have to be something really funny, like brushing your teeth with motor oil, or I don't know, something like that. Like, anyway,
what was that again, Dan?
So they'd be holding a toothbrush and they'd be pouring motor oil on it, and the title would be ChatGPT told me what to do for 100 days. So it makes the audience go, "What happened?" And they click on it. Just a really funny example, but what I'm trying to get at is you would make a really long video, right? 100 days, that would probably be like a 30, 40, 50-minute video.
Yeah.
It would take a long time to make, but I assure you, taking a break and doing a big challenge like that can be really, really huge for a channel if you feel like you have a solid idea, a good concept. And it feels like a channel like this is constantly doing challenges for themselves because they're always trying to go with that direction of like, I did a thing, ChatGPT was involved. So what if you made a really long video or a series of videos? You could do like a month where it tells you what to do, and you did like uploads every day. Like that's another way you could do a challenge. So I'm kind of taking inspiration from the gaming space and applying it to this channel, but I think that could be a really interesting way to do it. But do your research and make sure that, you know, you really believe in the idea, and that's kind of going to be mostly up to you. But when I see a channel like this, I get really excited because I start to like think, oh wow, what can you do with a concept like this?
So I was just thinking of what might be a good search term. So ChatGPT decides felt like a good search here, and
yeah,
here's maybe some ideas for the thumbnails. They don't necessarily need to include. I mean, probably the ChatGPT icon. We've seen this style before, haven't we? Like the get me to do something. ChatGPT. All right, here's my interpretation of it. That could be a template to start to move towards a little bit for this channel. Just because the thumbnails right now, they're very flat. And what I mean by that is everything is in the foreground. The text, the character, the icons. So my eyes are just being pulled out of their sockets into the four corners of the thumbnail. And I don't know what to look at on occasion.
That is definitely something this creator should maybe work on a bit. Thumbnail design, it's just a matter of, I would say a couple things. Learning, if you use Photoshop, like just learning the software a little bit so you can get some different effects and stuff like that you're playing with. And I would simplify these thumbnails. I think you try and put too many elements in each thumbnail. Sometimes it seems simple on the surface, like there's you and there's like a stick figure that's supposed to look like ChatGPT, but the background is like wavy and dark, and then so the stick figure, you have to notice it's the ChatGPT logo because there's also a face on it, so it's kind of hard to see. And then it's saying something, you are lying. Like there's a lot of detail in some of these thumbnails, and it's making it difficult for a viewer to go, oh, light bulb moment, I get what's happening in the video. But they're a good start. I think that I like their use of themselves in the thumbnail, and I like that they are trying. I've seen more cluttered thumbnails, that's for certain. They are really trying. It's maybe there's a rule of thirds thing that's kind of missing for me, and sometimes they try and get a little too nuanced.
All right, that is all in Lynn. And so now I have an announcement and an excuse to use a sound effect. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the claw. Okay, if you're not familiar with this part of the live stream, where on earth have you been for the last 4 years?
Bunch of live streams.
Yeah, hundreds of live streams. We have this site that we've used forever, and we still haven't gone premium. We've never decided to remove adverts
on every week
because it always just tells us to go premium. It never actually has an advert here. It just tells us to go premium, to presumably remove this go premium box.
Oh, and no ads and save lists and says more, but that's kind of vague. And you know, what's the value prop online stopwatch.com?
What is? Anyway, we have this claw. How many numbers do we need? We're up to 374 there and just under 300. So I think we can go down a little bit here. We'll go 350 for now. And we pick numbers out of this machine.
The claw picks the numbers.
You've been picking them. I press that button, and we have 312 as our first entrant. And so we put 312. Oh, I'm going to have to change the numbers again already. So I take the number, and then we take this channel, and we load it on screen, and we don't know what we're encountering here. So first impressions. If we can tell what the channel's about fairly quickly, they're doing a good job. If not, then they probably have some issues with target audience, channel focus, so on and so forth. So, Dan, I present to you HypeDefy.
Oh.
With 3,000 subscribers. Quick indication.
Challenge channel.
Yeah, I think that came through pretty strong there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Very quickly. Which is good. That's what we want to see.
letting the person in front of me decide what to eat. You know why that thumbnail works? I don't think the 24 hours is doing it. I think it's the fast food logos that are doing it for me. Because when you say, what do you mean? But what do you mean in front of you? Oh, you're in a drive-through. Like, it all kind of works together. I like that.
How would that happen? Would you have to jump out of the car and tell
them what did the person get in front of me get, and then you get it?
Oh, I'm really stupid here. I'm expecting the person in front saying, "Yeah, so for the person behind, can I order a blah blah blah?" That would be extremely weird social experiment. All right. Well, now I understand how that challenge works.
So this is really interesting. I think they're definitely doing it right in terms of thumbnails, and they are trying to do what I like to call, I wish I had a better name for this, it's very cumbersome, putting yourself through something. On YouTube, the channels that can win are the ones that do the work, the ones that do heavy research for their documentaries, the ones that do challenges where they put themselves through something, like eating the spiciest chip. By the way, be careful with stuff like that. Finish the meals, win massive prizes. I mean, they're all doing like these challenge videos. Where this channel is going to break through, and maybe they've already had a popular video that really took off, but where this channel, in my opinion, is going to break through is when they do something that is both easy to understand and hasn't quite been seen before, at least not in that way. You know, people will see it and go, "Oh, I've seen a challenge like that, but this one takes it up a notch," or whatever it might be. Because what they're doing, like I've seen these videos before.
I was going to say the same thing. It doesn't feel to be anything new here. Probably well executed for a smaller channel. But if I've seen this once 2 or 3 years ago, am I enthused enough to follow this creator's journey through the same thing?
Right. It would have to be something that's like really like, oh wow, I've never thought of that. You know, I go to drive-thrus all the time, but I never thought to do X.
But we don't want to encourage this creator, Dan, to just be more extreme. It just needs to be like a new, fresh idea, right?
Yeah. That is the thing. Like, we don't want you to hurt yourself or do something really foolhardy, but do look around and see what other challenges big channels are doing. Can you do your interpretation of those challenges? And I know that's like such a simple thing for me to say. I'm not the one doing the work, but that is like what it takes on YouTube, is like you would be the one researching that and trying to figure all that out. And you're going to try stuff and it's going to take off. You're going to try stuff, it's going to fail. It's okay. Like, I love what they're doing already. It's just that encouragement of like, hey, can you take this up a notch even further?
All right. That is Hype Thigh. I would also maybe consider changing the channel banner and channel icon, because it looks like a gaming channel to me. I kind of get the wrong vibe just from that.
N64 controller.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Now that you mention it.
It's that same exact shape.
I agree. Shall we pick a gaming channel now? Let's just get my numbers right. So 300 there. 382 there. Okay, so let's just bump this up to 400 and hope we don't pick a gaming channel that doesn't yet exist. I think we've just picked a gaming channel that doesn't
Draw
yet
it again.
Should I do that? All right. Yeah, go on then. Go on then. Let's pick an actual number. Draw again.
Try again. Come on, Claw.
Fixed. 202. All right.
The Claw only likes recent submissions.
There is a 202 gaming channel here. And if you're a non-gaming channel, there is probably some insight here that may be useful to you, even though you're not a gaming channel. Severlight Gaming. This channel banner feels familiar. I think we've audited this channel before, or a channel very similar to it. Regardless of whether we have or not, I do want to say, as what I think is a horror channel, again, that impressions come through quite quickly, especially with the latest thumbnail. As a horror channel, it doesn't fall into the classic horror gaming channel conundrum of really dark thumbnails. These really jump out of the screen, are very visually engaging. I like them. I think maybe on some of these, the creator themselves is maybe underlit. At least in these two, like this one, it looks pretty cool. And then this one looks even better. But some of them don't quite look as well lit and contrasty with the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot of really interesting things here. I do love what they're doing with thumbnails. They look really good. And I think the titles that they're trying to play with, they're really trying to give some intrigue as to what's going to happen in the game. There's just a couple things missing for me. I'm going to pick on just one random example here. They're still here, but why? Abandoned Souls Hospital. Like, so they're still here, but why? Imagine someone, even if this is a series, imagine someone finding that video on its own, just in the wild on YouTube. Do you know what that video is about just by looking at the title and the thumbnail?
Yeah.
It's someone is here, but it doesn't, the stakes really aren't clear to me. It's not clear that that's even a video game. It's just hard to know what I'm going to get when I click on that video. And so when you make these titles and thumbnails, I want you to take a step back and think about them from the perspective of someone who's like never seen your channel before, maybe never seen that game before, and ask yourself, did I do like a good job trying to get that person to watch?
There's not enough curiosity there, Dan, is there? There's more confusion than curiosity, I would say. The thumbnail doesn't reveal enough of the someone or the reasons for where they're stuck or haven't moved from a place. The text and your reaction to this text isn't enough in that example.
Yeah. It's show don't tell kind of moment, right? Like someone is here. I want to see the someone. I want to see if they're holding a big knife. Like it looks like you're afraid of the words someone is here. Which is a scary thing to just have said to you, but it, you know, for a thumbnail, it's kind of like a show don't tell situation.
And as I understand it, I think every game or every video is a different game. Or
it looks
almost
like it.
a different. Okay, Abandoned Souls. They've had a 3-game run there. Then the Red Exile, Ratcatcher, Synopsis, Roblox as well.
Minecraft.
So playing a few games there.
Yeah, all under the context of like horror games, which I think can work just fine. You know, people will start to watch because your reactions to these games are what is keeping them there, and you at least consistently take people on some kind of journey through a specific game, you know, and they know that there's going to be a lot of terror and screaming and things like that. So I think that can work. It's just the pitch of each individual video is not quite doing it for me.
I'm going to keep this random channel auditing, excuse me, moving by taking a look at Xander Trains. And we assume this is going to be about trains, and we discover that we are right. And
getting train vibes.
We seem to audit a train channel like once every couple of months. I remember one quite recently, which is the first channel that submitted on that particular week. And Xander Trains, lots of trains around Scotland. I should be telling you exactly where they're filming this stuff. View counts are solid for channel size. It looks to me, Dan, as if they're not going for the SEO route of, you know, listing the specific train, the stock, the license number, or like, you know, whatever identifier there is for the train from a enthusiast level. This is I think there's a little more accessibility here, which is good. And I think some of these thumbnails are actually quite photogenic, if that makes any sense. Usually from these types of thumbnails, you have face of train in train station, kind of looks just a bit urban, you know, UK's rubbish type of photography. Whereas this one, I love the landscape there. This one here has like just almost like a dominance to it. Striking thumbnails in many of these. Kind of ruined a little bit by the blue white text that's on there.
Yeah, the text isn't really doing anything for me either. It's not like describing the video in any kind of extra way. It's just kind of maybe the statesman, like the name of the train itself, which isn't really like helpful to me. Maybe people in this niche kind of want that context, but I don't watch these types of videos, so maybe I don't get it. But if you're going to have something in the thumbnail, I would love to see maybe just a more interesting factoid about it. Like, I don't know, like what, maybe 100 years old, like for example, like
sure,
if it's an old train. So something that would attract like the layman like myself. Like, what is an interesting thing? Why watch this 8-minute video about a train? You know, and that's what YouTube's all about, is like trying to get someone who wouldn't normally watch your videos so interested, because you are such a professional like on this subject, like that you make these videos so captivating. Like people have to come far and wide to watch what the heck it's about.
This one caught my attention just from a title: Chasing the Statesman Train in the Scottish Highlands. Even adding that to the title felt as if it was a bit more intrigue there. Like, oh, does that mean that they were in a car, like they missed the Statesman train at a certain station and had to chase it in a car or like by other transportation methods to get to the next station to get it in time?
You could have done this in Photoshop, but imagine the train looking like it's moving and you have a road next to it and you have a little car in the distance and you put the text "me" with an arrow pointing at the car. Maybe that didn't happen that way, but people do that with their thumbnails all the time, where they heavily edit them in Photoshop.
Yeah.
That would look funny. Like that, me, way in the back. I don't know.
The thumbnail
it doesn't fit the genre, but...
The thumbnail is your movie poster. You are allowed to embellish.
Yeah. It does not fit this genre at all. We've seen a lot of these channels in the past, but that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not saying put Thomas the Tank Engine's face on there or anything. Like, I don't think that's going to get the right audience. But anyway, I was saying that was interesting. But then this one here has 1,000 views. Was that just the fact that a Class 37 is a rare train that you don't see in Inverness, and maybe that was more interesting. I don't know. But Xander Trains, with the content you've made so far in 3 months, you're on the way to 100 subscribers. Some videos have hit 1,000 views, some have hit hundreds of views. You're also playing about with shorts as well, with 9,000 views. There's a lot of figuring out YouTube stuff that you're doing, and I think you're figuring it out, which is good to see. So well done to you, sir. And it's now time for some more super chats, because we have a lot of them to answer. 27 at this point. Oh my goodness. I did tell you to put them in early, so I only have myself to blame for this, but we'll start working through them. And we have got, Dan, the question here from Michael Brink. Okay to upload same videos to Rumble, TikTok, and Insta?
We do it.
Yep,
I mean, we have shorts that are doing better as Instagram Reels than on YouTube Shorts. You're encouraged to do that. I would suggest it, because if you don't, you might find someone else took your content and did it for you, which is very annoying.
If it's your own content, you can do. Don't download it from another platform and then just re-upload it somewhere else, because you'll have the watermark.
Take the original file.
You want to avoid that. And there is a general recommendation that you don't just want to upload the same video on a different platform, because different platforms have different requirements. And then, of course, you're spreading your attention to more than one social media platform as well. So you've got to think about that.
We got to do for.
Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry, I know we don't want to linger on these too long. Yep. It's good to do for your overall brand. Like, as you work to start getting like sponsorships and stuff, you'll be able to offer that potential sponsor like package deals that include like a plug on Instagram as well as YouTube, and that can all really benefit you.
All right, look at this. Sorry, I don't. No, that's just a super chat, isn't it? Is it?
It's a membership. No, they are a member for 1 month, meaning they re-upped their membership.
Okay. I don't know what's. Yes. I don't know what sound effect to play for them. Woot! Thank you, vidIQ. I'm just going to give you that sound effect. We've got another one of these things then from John Curl. What happened to Meme of the Week? What an interesting coincidence that is.
What happened to Twitter?
I found some memes of the week recently, and I was sharing them with Victoria, our community manager. And I was wondering, Dan, why did we stop it? Because I think we started doing it when you joined. So this is like, 3 years ago.
Yeah. I think we stopped because we were getting less and less of them as time went on. And
it was that, and the fact that I think there was a collection of people who always did the best memes, and the winner got a channel audit, so we couldn't audit the same channels,
the same person
every single week with memes of the week. But now that we've got a new audience, maybe we should give it another go. The rules were fairly simple. What we had to do is we'd say, right, I'm going to do this.
Hold on.
And then you would take a screenshot of it, and then you would meme it, and then stick it on X. And we'd pick out the best ones. And, we were getting like 20 submissions a week. But it was also a ball ache having to edit the memes of the week every single week as well. I had to get all the pictures and clip them together. That took an hour, and I just didn't have that time in my life.
We did something similar on Discord recently, and I could see us doing that more on Discord. Discord community thriving, by the way, vidIQ.com/Discord. And maybe we bring that back in some form or fashion.
Indeed. We'll see. Movie Time Minute started live streaming my movie news and reviews this month, and I'm seeing much better growth than just individual videos. Interesting.
Nice.
Community chat is so fun. We have thought in the past, Dan and I, about whether we should do like mini live streams to do YouTube updates and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're right. Talking to your audience is amazing. This is why it's not just channel auditing, because channel auditing, there is a bit of passiveness in that we're just auditing a channel. We're not talking directly to you, but Super Chats allows us to have these conversations.
Yeah. Congrats. I think that's awesome.
Now, I need to ask you a question, Dan. Did Design Burst send a super chat last week? So that means I think they are on a 19 live stream super chat streak, from what I can tell. And every single week they ask an entirely different question, which is incredible.
No sound effect for that?
Sure. We improved the quality of our content, and it took us 2 weeks to complete a new video. Is it okay to choose quality over quantity if we are just starting?
You're not just starting. You've been here for. What are you talking about? Just starting. Even if you've only uploaded one video, you've probably taken in so much from these streams. Give yourself some credit. Yes, you can slow down and do some quality. If you have some ideas that are going to take you a long time, so it's worth it. I think the reason I'm seeing more and more channels that do less content do so well is because of shorts. Honestly, I don't have any data to back that up, but shorts are just like all about feeding the algorithm as much as you possibly can. And I think it left a gap in terms of like people like, what if I just want to sit down and watch something that's like 2 hours long, that's really in depth and well researched. And now documentary channels can post 2, 3, 4 hour videos and they go off. They just completely, it's wild to see. So I'm not saying you should make a 4 hour video. I'm just saying you can step back. This is like a really good time on YouTube to do that. More and more creators I watch, I'm like, where's the rest of their uploads? Oh, they upload once a month. Shoot, no wonder that was so good.
There's your answer. I'm not going to argue with it this week because I'm not well enough to do so. NBA Santa. Why is my YouTube channel not being pushed to the YouTube seed? I have like 30 shorts without views. This is the concept of YouTube seeds content to an audience. Now, when they say 30 shorts without views, are they literally talking about 0 views, like no views whatsoever, or 1 view or whatever? Or that thing where I seem to think that YouTube has just given up on the shorts on a channel. If that's the case, I would just experiment with a different channel and post some shots in there and see what happens. But Dan, I think you want to go ahead.
Different type of content, because we have our own data to kind of back this up. John on the team did an experiment where he tried to run a channel that was completely done by AI, front to back. It even was responsible for hitting upload, and those videos didn't. I mean, something could have changed. We haven't looked at it in a bit, but those videos, spoiler alert, didn't do super well. And our opinion here is that YouTube recognizes when content is, I guess, recycled or low effort or whatever it might be, and their algorithm, their machine learning has gotten so smart that it's like, oh, and I don't know if NBA Sanity is doing this, by the way. This is just a PSA. If your content is really, 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 really effortless, that might not get you as far as you might hope. Especially with all these videos now of people like, hey, you can upload the 30 shorts in a second using all these AI tools. Well, okay, the barrier to entry has just gone to the floor. Now you got to do even more work to stand out. So there might not be room for you on the shelf depending on what your content is. We don't know what it is. We haven't seen it. I'm not targeting this person and accusing them of things. I'm just saying it's something we noticed.
All right, I'm going to do a member rush here.
Oh boy!
Try and get some of these super chats. So, Dan, you read them out, and I just give them sound effects.
VIF Gaming for 2 months, and they gifted some memberships earlier. What can I even write with 50 characters? I don't get that myself. You can write more characters in a non-super chat, but thank you. A to Z Smart Home became a member. Thank you.
Trying to work out where I am.
Yeah. Became a member. Thank you. 10p Gamer became a YouTube member. Thank you. Parody Planet became a YouTube member. Thank you. The Power Place became a YouTube member. Thank you. Goat Daddy and the Fam became a YouTube member. Thank you.
I just love the way he keeps saying exactly the same line afterwards. It's like AI Dan. All right. So I've done all of those memberships. So what I should do now is hide that, and then I'm going to remove the memberships, and then we'll try and get back to some more super chat questions soon. Blimey, you've given us a task, you vidIQ Nation, you grr. Is that all of them cleared now, Dan? I think it is. I think we are. Oh, we'll just do this one as well because there is no actual message attached. Celestial, thank you for that. If it was a super sticker or whatever. And also the Power Place with a $1 there. And also, come on, work sound effect. EA, FC, Venue, Hunter, YT with the super chat there. All right, let's click all of them off. And now, Dan, sorry, I wasn't supposed to press that. Right, hide current comment. I want to be self-indulgent for a little moment.
Again?
We don't have time for this, but
no.
Hell, I put some work into this earlier on, and I want you to do this along with our audience. It is the beginners YouTube quiz. All right. So over the course of the next 40 minutes, you're not going to get them all
40
now.
40 minutes?
Yeah. No, but
that's a long quiz.
It's not a 40-minute quiz, but we've got 40 minutes left in the live stream. Folks, I want you to help out in the chat, but Dan, this means you are banned from reading the chat. Okay?
I can't. I don't know how to cover it.
I'm going to give you 3 questions, right?
Hang on. Okay.
These are all about YouTube, right? So we're gonna, are you a YouTube expert? Really, this is it. And if you're a YouTube expert, you're gonna get 10 out of 10 out of these questions, right? So I'm gonna give you the first 3 now, and they are as follows: what year was YouTube founded? Now, before you answer that, just let people in the chat think about this as well. Right?
I don't know.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to try and answer in the next 10, 20 seconds? Or do you want to write them down? And
let's sit in silence for about 10 or 20 seconds.
All right.
As chat messages come in.
All right.
And we'll just stay quiet. For anyone just coming in, they'll be like, why is it just 2 people staring at their cameras? So,
Dan, I ask you this question one more time. What year was YouTube founded?
2004.
The correct answer is 2005.
Wow. You didn't have to use the buzzer. I was close.
Are you disputing me?
No.
Next question.
Mean.
Next question. What was the first title of the first video ever uploaded to YouTube?
I know it, but I'm just going
to. You do? Are you sure about that?
Yep.
You're absolutely sure.
Yep. Well, now you said it twice, so now I don't know.
Let me ask that question to you again, Dan. What was the title of the first video ever uploaded to YouTube? I want your answer now.
Was it Me at the Zoo?
You're saying Me at the Zoo?
Yeah.
You were right. I was just having you. Okay. Next and final question for now, and then we'll get back to some channel audits. What was the maximum number of views that were shown when it was frozen before YouTube fixed this little quirk of the system? So what used to happen, everybody, is when a video was launched and it was particularly good, viral, it would reach a number and it would stay there for perhaps 12, 24 hours. What was that number? I'm seeing a lot of people throw in a certain number in the chat.
I know it.
They're probably right. Dan, the answer is
301.
301 He's correct. He's 2 of 3 so far. Oh, I've done it again. You know, sometimes when I do that,
yeah,
the camera has hand gesture instructions, and now it's reset the camera so you can see everything in the background now. Great. Yeah, fail to enter whiteboard mode. I need to turn off those gestures. Let's audit another channel, shall we?
All right.
All right. All right.
Now we have no time.
Now let's pick another channel. Remind me, Dan, is this a gaming channel or a non-gaming channel?
Let's just make it a gaming channel. I think we talked about trains recently.
Yeah, you're right. It was trains, the last one, and it wasn't Train Simulator. So we're going to play Cindermen on the channel. See what we come up with. And Dan, you can start on this while I fix my camera.
I think you just have to like flip at the bird to turn those off. Like all the hand gestures.
Yeah.
Okay.
So funny.
Cindermen. They just have shorts, or at least that's like their front page bunch of stuff, and then they have some long form. Do they want us to look at shorts? Like, what does it say on the form?
It says shorts. All right.
Shorts. Okay, cool. Great. So
we shall look at the shorts.
I think this is reminiscent of a lot of like FPS kind of shorts that I've seen. Interesting of them to just put like the name of the game at the top. Some of these games can look pretty similar if you don't play them often. So, you know, it's an interesting concept to just go, you're looking at Valorant. This is Valorant. What I don't like about...
Seems to be just gameplay.
Yeah, what I don't like about these shorts is that they look just like that all the time. So it's just, to you, being the person controlling the character on screen, you know what's happening. Like, you are fully immersed in this game. But I want you to imagine for a second that the person who sees this short just finished watching an adorable video about a cat sleeping. And the one after it is about someone cooking a meal with some seasoning they just got. So your short is going to show up and it's going to be very jarring. And the reason I use that word is because it happens to me all the time. I always skip these shorts because I don't really personally enjoy them. And YouTube keeps trying them on me, which go YouTube. I think they should. I think they should try and get me to watch things I wasn't expecting. But I'm never getting a story out of it. It's literally just me having to suddenly focus really, really hard on what's happening on the screen. Who's being shot at? And was it a headshot? Or like, why did they put this on YouTube? Why did they feel like this was something I should watch? And that is the big issue with first-person shooter shorts. Again, just from my own perspective, is that I need a story. What I want is not to hear gameplay and maybe people in the background with voice chat. I want to hear you talking over it and telling me, I was playing Valorant the other day, someone walked up and I couldn't believe what happened next. And then I want you to show you getting this epic moment. That is all I really need you to do. Is I want you to entice me with, use your words. Like, get in there and tell me what's about to happen. Spoon feed it to me like I'm a toddler, because I just finished watching a video about someone washing their car and it was super satisfying because it was timed to music and the car was filthy and now it looks amazing. And then I swipe to your short and it's just and there's a kid going, you suck at this game. And I'm like, suddenly my phone is just like blowing up.
Full screen. Can you just rewind and do that again? Sorry. Oh, dear.
That's left my hair everywhere.
That's the Dan's greatest hits. Was that? That was brilliant. Thanks, Dan.
Sorry if that gets us a community guideline strike.
Shall we move on?
I feel like I didn't give that channel a lot of good advice. I just kind of put every person who's uploaded a short of a first-person shooter. I put it all on them and took out a bunch of rage. And I'm sorry. Listen, I just want your shorts to succeed. And when there's not a story attached to them, like any short, I think it's important. I think it's important for a story to be attached to it. And all you got to do to add that is just tell me what's about to happen. Like, what am I having to focus on here? Because it's hard to see. It's hard to watch. There's so much happening in those games.
That was classic. Absolute classic, Dan. I love you. That was brilliant. All right. We're going to audit now a channel that's called Be Bodacious, I think, is their channel name. And they have approaching 4,000 subscribers. And they are clearing out value proposition. and their channel banner. Tennessee gal with a van, service dog, and a passion for solo. I presume female travel. Yeah. So great value proposition. And I love that you're really going after a very specific target audience. And that's great to see in the content. Of course, you have a gorgeous, beautiful dog. It reminds me of Jasper, who's probably sleeping downstairs right now. Let's see. View counts are a little spiky, though. Let's try and work out why that is. The one outlier here is making a chicken salad in a van that has 1,000 views. Are there any other food-related videos that have a similar view count?
It could be food.
Not sure.
You know what I like about that video is this idea that like I'm making like a simple meal in unusual circumstances.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of wonder if it needs to be food or if it can be doing other things in that unusual circumstance. I think that's why people watch van life channels. You know, van life is an interesting way to live. And there's a lot of different things you don't think about when you suddenly go from house or apartment to van. And yeah, just off the top of my head, I just think I get why that video did well. That's why I would watch it.
One thing that you always love to encourage these types of creators, Dan, to do is to have like the welcome, almost like the channel trailer, welcome to my channel video, where it's like, show me the van. Show me everything to do with a van. Show me, and in this case, show me how the dog lives in your van.
Yes,
and like,
yes.
You know, how is that welcoming for the dog and so on? And I think
this channel keep it clean. Like, all that
that's a good point. The channel has, I mean, some kind of strange viral moments from a few years back, but I'm not seeing like a van life.
No, they're based on the same thing, right? Like that's like how you do laundry living in a van. You know, so just day-to-day things you would take for granted. Try to move into a van, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, how do I clean my clothes? Like, how do I make all this food with a kitchen that's just the size of like the tiniest counter in the world? I think that's why people watch these. They're not looking to like live in vans. They just want to see the behind the scenes of like your lifestyle, you know. And the channels I watch, whenever they do things like they try and like visit family or something and they vlog it, it's like, well, that's cool. I'm glad you did that. Probably good community content, but I'm just here for like the unique lifestyle, videos.
This looks like another channel that's experimenting with these overly thick borders as well. Not in every thumbnail.
Who started this trend?
Yeah.
I want to know why. I don't like them. Just
Dan's fired up today. He doesn't want them.
My head hurts. I don't know why.
What else can we add here then for Be Bodacious?
I mean, 4,000 subscribers is awesome. I think you are building up quite the community around this topic. Van starter problems, solo female mechanic saves the day. I think van starter problems is a really intriguing topic, but it doesn't. I'm not getting mechanic vibes. It's you behind the wheel and you're holding something. But I think if it was like van problems and you had the hood open and you were in there like working, that would have been a more like relevant thumbnail to that title. You know, so it's again all about packaging. Like, how are you going to take the viewer who isn't reading your title at first? They're just looking at pretty pictures on YouTube, and they look at yours and they're like, that person lives in a van and it's broken. Like, without reading the title, that's already what they're thinking. And then they read the title and it either supports what they're thinking or it adds to the story in some way. And it's practice. It just takes practice to kind of like start to get yourself thinking in that mindset.
All right. I think we need to get back to this quiz and very quickly. Wait, what I'm going to do. Go ahead, Dan.
It's more quiz?
Yeah, more quiz. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be really evil. And while we're doing the next part of this quiz, I'm going to purge the form.
Oh no,
we're clearing it. We're clearing it out. We're going to start all over again. So
wow.
This is to ensure that everybody who's in the live stream right now has a chance to get audited. So I'm deleting the forms. Look, I'll show you I'm doing it. The forms are getting purged. Gone.
Bye, forms.
That's the forms deleted for non-gaming.
Get good forms.
That's gone for gaming channels. So start filling them out again, and we'll pick some channels after Dan gets quizzed a little bit more on his YouTube knowledge. Right, this is kind of a two-part question, Dan.
Oh.
So, which company acquired YouTube? Very simple.
Google?
Right, okay. So you're right on that part, but here's where it gets a little more difficult, right?
Yeah.
When did they get acquired by
2011.
Google? Well, you didn't even give anybody a chance to try and answer that then.
Was
You're
I
just
right?
going in there with 2011. Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to guess 2011?
Yeah, sure.
you seem rather impatient with this quiz, Dan.
My head hurts. I'm not sure why.
2006.
Oh, that was my second guess.
Google acquired YouTube in November of 2006. And with that thought, in which city, this is probably going to be the hardest question of a lot, is YouTube's headquarters located in? Which city? He's having to think about that one a little bit more. Which city is YouTube's headquarters located in?
Why do I want to say Culver City? I don't think that's right.
I'm seeing a lot of guesses here.
Oh,
they're all wrong. We're all wrong. Someone's even gone for the Google headquarters, and they're wrong as well. Oh, somebody has got it right. I've seen
I saw it.
Two correct answers. Oh, you're cheating as well, Dan. Or are you just
I didn't know there was
verifying your
another
answer?
quiz. You just like sprung this on me. I didn't have time.
All right. So, YouTube headquarters located in, Dan?
San Bruno.
Correct. San Bruno, California.
They looked it up. They took too long to answer because
maybe they did cheat. I mean, to be honest, I just asked ChatGPT to give me this quiz, so like, I cheated as well.
What if it was wrong about
What was the original idea of YouTube before it became a general video sharing platform?
I think it was just for file sharing, wasn't it?
Dan, you think it was just for people to throw stuff on the internet?
Well, not for public like consumption, but like I need a place to put these videos.
Right.
Kind of thing.
So you think it was online storage, basically, of video.
A lot of
content.
people are saying something that probably sounds more right.
Yes, they are. So Dan, your answer of file storage was incorrect.
This work? What was
It
the plan?
was a dating website.
For what?
And
How?
The clue was kind of in when it was launched, because it was launched on February the 14th, 2005.
So is that why it used to be a star rating system? Because you're supposed to rate the person based on if you wanted to like date them?
And when you think about the first video, Me in the Zoo, it was kind of like what you might see as the introduction for a dating profile.
Oh.
A little bit.
Huh.
Kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm glad it didn't turn into that.
We got two more questions. We'll try and get through them in the not much time we've got left.
That's too many questions. We've done like 4 channels today.
No, that's not quite accurate. We've done 14. Let's audit some more channels, shall we? We've now got some submissions here. So what I need to do is check the numbers. We'll go 150 for non-gaming channels, and we'll pick out this channel, 102, and see what we find. Benjamin Leibinger, with their beautiful scenery and travel. And on top of that, they have just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Cool stuff for you. Congratulations. They've just made 100 videos as well. I'm curious how long have they been on YouTube as well. And they've been on YouTube for about a year. That feels like almost like the perfect or the benchmark YouTube journey in like a year. You get 1,000 subscribers, you make 100 videos, you're probably just about to get monetized, I'd guess. Mm-hmm. Again, Dan, first impressions, pretty easy to understand what the channel's about, right?
Yeah, they are, and they said this in their about section, they're traveling. They want to document their journey, which is cool. And I think that some of their videos, are doing much better than others, just objectively speaking. Most beautiful city, Cape Town. Oh, you scrolled away from it, but it had like a lot of views.
This one.
I think it might be their most popular one. Most beautiful city, Cape Town, South Africa.
It is by a bit of a distance, yeah.
Why does that video have so many more views than some of the other videos on the channel?
Well, my guess is, Dan, you've probably heard of Cape Town, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has more global accessibility. and and it's welcoming to a much wider audience. Would be my guess.
Also, I know nothing about it, but it seems like a place that people would travel to. And as such, I may want to learn a little bit about it. And I feel like that video may help me kind of get my introduction. It's a short video. It says it's a trailer. And that's cool. That might be all I need to start with, right? Like, I assume there's going to be a lot of gorgeous footage of different parts of the city. And like, we already hit the thumbnails kind of verifying that. So that's pretty cool. I feel like that video, it would be helpful. But why would the next video be like about waves? And then there's like a road trip one, seems interesting, but then the next one's like a relaxing sunset. It feels like we're looking at a couple different audiences. There's the videos that are like valuable to a person considering going to a specific place, and then there's the videos about like, I have this gorgeous footage, what do I do with it? I know, I'll make like a relaxation kind of video, like take a break and look at the waves and think about nice thoughts. Kind of two different niches on YouTube. And the videos that are performing are the ones that I think are a little more specific to like saying like a must visit. Like, they're specific to travel, and they're for, in my opinion, travelers, people looking to go somewhere new. And that's my biggest observation.
I'm curious if this is actually a trailer to a much longer video that they're going to make.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's kind of like the trailer for the channel.
Oh, got the music all timed out.
So it's
it's
like is it like a trailer for the city? You know, as if you were. Maybe I should use some sound effects here. This isn't going to work, is it?
Welcome to the world of South Africa, where the sky is blue and the beaches are yellow, and there are tigers around every corner.
What?
This is Cape Town.
You know, I don't know if that helps the video.
There's I want to pick on the trailer for just a sec. There was so many wide shots of the city and it took so long to start seeing you walk around places up close that I wonder if people would click off the trailer quickly because they realize you only stood in one spot and you tried to film your whole trailer from like this one angle at different times of the day. And then you start to actually walk around different spots. I feel like that should have come sooner. Like, I wanted a more like varied interaction with the trailer and the things that I'm seeing, but it just kind of was like wide shot. Oh, I'm walking to a beach. Like, oh, okay, cool. They did do something different. The pacing of the video was good in terms of the timing with the music, but it was a little bit off in terms of the order in which I saw things pop up. So that's just my own little advice there, little tip. Ultimately, that should lead to an entire series of you in Cape Town doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking like listicles of the best restaurants to go to, the nicest parks, all of those types of things from that trailer, I guess. You know, that could be the trailer to a series on the channel.
It looks like people were locked in too. That's a lot of views. I think you could still, it's probably not too late to still like do that if you have those types of videos in the can.
Did it just draw 145 twice then?
I wasn't paying attention, but I think so.
Right. Anyway, none of those numbers existed in the gaming world of the formats, so I was able to pick a new one. Oh, Celestial. Didn't they just become a member?
Maybe. Hey, so. Just as a reminder, we did clear the forms. So if you submitted your form before a few minutes ago, you'll need to submit again because we just cleared those forms.
Thanks for the reminder, Dan. We have what looks to be FC24 career mode content creator. You may just want to update your channel banner then, because I can see Grand Theft Auto 5 there. That's probably not what you're covering anymore. And of course, the channel banner. You know, small things, but let's keep everything up to date. And so I think they're trying to cover the content around this kind of evolving FIFA series. You know, it's FIFA insert year number for 30 years. Now FIFA have broken away from EA Sports. EA Sports is now going FC, insert current year number into gaming titles. I feel as if they're doing maybe career modes in particular on that game, which is fine because I don't think it's been released yet, or it's very close to being released. Because there's a big gap here. There's a big gap here now. Like they've started making videos in the last couple of days and weeks, and for a channel of its size, they're doing pretty well.
I love what I'm seeing. The top row, you have taken this genre. We've seen a lot of channels covering this type of game. You've taken the genre and you've put a more interesting twist on it, I think. So replaying the career of Messi, like a specific popular player, and now you're not just gonna like play a game with that character. I'm replaying their career. Like, oh wow, you've put something together here, and I want to know more. I became the president of Man United after takeover. Oh, interesting. You know, like, so I get Rob, was there a takeover? I'm not really sure.
So there's a big talk about whether Man United is going to be bought because they've got American owners who all of the fans hate right now, and they may be bought by
it's not Ryan Reynolds, right?
Another Saudi state, or like a big petroleum owner of some big petroleum firm. I don't know, it gets complicated, but like if you're into soccer, you're probably aware of the story. So it's kind of interesting
story.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, great job jumping on a trending topic, but then using your specific thing that you do in your channel to like talk about it. Brilliant. Like, fantastic. I rebuilt the Lazio. I rebuilt Lazio and made the best underdog club in the, I'm guessing, league? World. So the thumbnail there, a bit simple. Like there's not a whole lot going on in that thumbnail. But again, simple concept when you read the title, and then the signing of the best players from the top 50 countries in the world. You know, hey, maybe a list could have been there instead of just two people. It could have just been like the list of names with the numbers next to them or something. In those types of thumbnails, you can get away with that. But again, I'm nitpicking, I'm splitting hairs because this channel is doing really, really good. And there's just like little things they could improve upon, I think, to start to get even more traction.
The game is being released very soon now, or has been. So the opportunity to capitalize on this is now. It's going to be a trending topic. So if you have the capacity to create content, now is when you're probably best to do that. So welcome as a member, Celestial, to vidIQ, but yeah, well done on the channel as well. All right, 62 non-gaming channel. Oh, we have a music covers channel. Uh-oh. Internally, we've been speaking about this. Dreading the moment when we have to try and audit a music channel. It's our blind spot. We're being honest. We do struggle to cover these kind of channels. The covers seem to be of varying time periods of artists.
And genres.
Which may make return viewers a bit of a challenge, because typically they'll love Green Day and want to hear all of their songs and their covers, but not necessarily have any interest in Taylor Swift. And then In Excess, In Sync. How do you? That's right. I am terrible at music.
Yeah,
so I could be pronouncing that band completely wrong. I can't remember.
I think it's cool that you have this talent and you're putting it out there. The biggest opportunity, and I see you have a Shorts tab, is YouTube Shorts. If you're a music channel, again, YouTube Shorts is great because it's going to be pushing your content to people who didn't ask for it. And if you're good at what you do, and you know people are willing to stop and listen for a bit, they'll get another one of your shorts and another one. And eventually, maybe if you link the long form video that your short came from, maybe they'll click on it. And there are more opportunities for music channels, I think, than ever before, but it's still tough. Like a lot of people do song covers of popular songs. So yeah, one thing you could do is kind of stick to a genre, like be known as the person who does those incredible Taylor Swift covers or whatever it might be, you know, and yeah, keep making shorts. Absolutely. And if there's ways you can challenge yourself that would be interesting to an audience, do that in short form, do that in long form. Just find ways to innovate. It's tough. It's a tough space to be in, but I think opportunity is like really there where it was not recently.
I think you've nailed the challenge there, and that is to answer the question, what do I, as a music cover artist on YouTube, want to be known for? specific and like try and be really specific with it, whether it is playing with a certain guitar or like challenging yourself. You're playing with 3 threads missing, or like you can only play a certain speed or tempo. I know some of these turn into stupid challenges, and you probably don't want to do that, but there has to be some through line which makes a viewer say to themselves, oh yeah, I want to listen to this person's version of that song because of this particular reason. And it's this particular reason you want to try and answer and create something out of as a creator. So Anthony Arge Music, they'll pick a gaming channel, which is channel 48. We'll see what PM10 Racing.
These channel audits are free, by the way, for anyone who's new. You don't need to pay. In fact, if you pay, nothing happens because we do this for free. We don't want to put it behind a paywall. But thank you for asking. A couple people have asked.
Through super chats or just general questions?
Super chats, we will answer questions. But yes, we won't be reviewing channels based on supers or anything like that.
Okay. So, Dan, tickle me intrigued just by the thumbnails. Like, image of photorealistic car. Mm-hmm. We've seen that many times from driving simulators these days. But then the use of text and the gold bar icon, which is curious, but also interesting. And are they just showing like the best times they can literally get for this car on this particular track? And that's all they're doing every single video. Like super focused, super niche. Yeah. But consistency tells me the views are good, especially on this latest row of videos where they've now found a very much a branding style of thumbnail.
It's not just that too. They're called gold lap guides.
So okay, right.
They're helping people also like get tips to like achieve
Hi guys,
that.
welcome to another gold lap guide. Now this
it's a
time
complete
on the
voiceover as well. It's not just gameplay.
With the Aston Martin
even better
from 1964.
Cool.
The latest online lap time challenge on Gran Turismo 7.
Oh, and there's challenges online. Wow. Okay.
I'll show you what I did to achieve that.
Oh, so typically with challenges, there's something new like every couple of days, every week. That can keep the content fresh, which is cool as well.
So they have a skill. They're good at this game, and they're sharing their tips. They're being consistent. They decided I'm going to go all in on these challenges, and I'm going to show people how to like beat certain records. That genius. Like if you have the talent to do that, I love how the video started. Super clean, super easy to understand. The click paid off immediately, and you told us I'm going to show you how I did that. Like, wow. Okay, so it's not someone who's going to attempt it and maybe they'll get it, maybe they won't, which would be a different kind of video. You're giving me a guide on how I can do it based on what you've achieved.
I was actually surprised by the intro of the video, which was a disservice to the packaging of the thumbnail. I just thought as soon as I click on this, it's going to be a let's play of somebody driving around the course with no commentary. But like we drove in and it's like, oh, there's somebody here to talk to me. A gaming channel that's going to talk to me. That's nice. That's cool. I enjoyed that.
I wonder if let's just say they were like, what can I do to improve my thumbnails? Let's just pretend they asked us this question. All right. I would love to see you get rid of the 2 chunks of text that describe maybe the track in the car and just show the number pointing at the car. Like arrow pointing at car, maybe even the gold bars if you want them. It's less, I know you might not agree, but listen, it's a test. Try it once. Because a lot of that information is in the title. I think the number being impressive and pointing at the car might be enough to trigger people's brains to go, ooh, that's a good lap time. And the title reaffirms it.
Here's the thing, from my point of view.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us are wrong here, Dan.
Yeah.
We always say, don't repeat the title in the thumbnail or vice versa. Mm-hmm. However, I think when it comes to tutorials, I think creators are allowed a bit more of a pass because the person finding the content is being more intentional and they just like want to get a solution to something. And when it's on the thumbnail, it's just like in there, in your face.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I think the way they frame the text and the coloring, it adds an element of branding as well. I think that's one of the strengths of the thumbnails. But I can completely see where you're coming from as well. And I think this creator is talented enough to do something with just the time and how that interacts with the car.
This is exactly the use case for A/B testing. I think a lot of people, they look at A/B testing and go, I don't want to make 2 thumbnails. But think about it. If you already have this thumbnail, making the second version that I described would not be that hard. You would be getting rid of 2 blocks of text, taking the one with the time on it, just making it larger, and then an arrow. Like, so you could do eventually in the future, very soon, you're going to be able to have 2 thumbnails and YouTube will test them for you with different audiences. And then they'll come back and tell you which one performed better. So
through watch time, not through click-through rate.
Right. So
weirdly.
Yeah. You can wait for that feature, or you could try it yourself. If you want to try that, try it for a little bit. If you notice your early click-through rate doing worse than normal, change it. Have the other thumbnail ready and change it. But I do think that getting someone to understand the video quickly, like that feels like a lot of text, and getting them to understand the video quickly could be helpful. But Rob's right. Guides and stuff, you can be super detailed in thumbnails with text, and people just, you're being dead on. Like, this is what the video is about. And I'm going to help you. Like, you were frustrated, you're trying to do something and you're failing, so this video will help you. I totally get where you're coming from. Super
chat time. EAFC, did we do that one? I think we did.
Maybe, but thank you for the super chat.
But thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I tried to read out all of the ones with no messages, so I must have missed that one. Gospel through gaming with N7 freaking bad. That might be the longest channel name today. You guys rock, and vidIQ has helped me so much. We're glad to help as much as we can. Animal Sensei, it's been a month that YouTube stopped pushing my long-form videos after 2 days of release, but is pushing my shorts. How can my long videos get pushed again? There is now a built-in tool that will allow you in your shorts to link directly to long-form content. So explore that, see if you can leverage it as a first approach. What else, Dan?
Look at the concepts for those videos that did well. Try and compare them objectively to the ones you've uploaded recently, and ask yourself, maybe were these ideas better? Was the thumbnail more clickable? Like, something about those videos isn't hitting the same way as your new content, in my opinion, without looking at the channel again. That's what I think. I think it's just a matter of like ideas, topics.
Gaming Hogs Discoveries, I'm afraid, has posted a question which lacks a bit of context. How can I get more views if I keep getting 2K?
2K views?
Is that 2K video games? Like
2K games?
2K games?
I think it's maybe views and try something new.
Yeah. Our typical answer is when somebody asks how do I get more views, we say make more videos. That's the general answer, because it's such a broad question. If I interpret that as my shorts keep getting 2,000 views and then stopping, we've made a video that tries to help explain that, which is, why do my shorts stop getting views? Check out that as well.
Real quick, not a super chat, but friend of the channel, 100% Zelda, like with the simplest way to put it. For anyone asking, like, what's wrong? Why isn't YouTube pushing my content? It's not YouTube, it's the content. Very direct, very honest, and I would tend to agree. A lot of times we want to blame YouTube. YouTube isn't pushing my content. It's the content. It's not hitting with the audience.
Yep.
Sorry.
It was this one, wasn't it? It was Shut Up James. Present your content in a new way. Thank you. I guess maybe Dan or I said that at some point. You're welcome for that advice. One Thing Books with $2 there. And then Build with Money. When my sound effect comes back.
Mooney.
I just released a new video and the data came in, and hindsight is 20/20 with the data. APV is 15.2%. Should I remake the video or just let it be? Again, there still needs to be a bit of context.
Yeah.
If it's a very, very, very long video, 15.2% may not be too bad, although that would have to be a very, very, very long video to have that audience retention.
Okay, you could remake the video do you know what you would do differently? And what, like, you really want to go into that. Like, it sounds like it'd be a lot of work to remake that video and try and figure out what's going on with it. Like, but if you feel like, you said hindsight's 20/20. If you feel confident, you could. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no rule against that. You could remake the whole video if you really believe in that concept and try to correct the wrongs of before. But yeah, it's kind of up to you. You don't need our permission, certainly. It won't hurt your channel, but it could hurt whatever production schedule you're on if you have other ideas you want to get to.
The Scrub Rock asking a similar question. When it comes to average view duration or percentage watched, which is more important?
Time or
yes. What was your answer, Don?
They're saying, is it time or is it percentage? Like, which is more important, I think. That's how I'm understanding it, right?
Yeah.
To me, they're kind of like the same. It's just the percentage is just the calculation of, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
or not. I'm bad at numbers, so.
No, I mean, average view duration, you could get like 30 minutes average view duration on a 5-hour video, and the average view duration there is like 12%. So it sounds bad, but it's actually a hell of a lot of watch time.
Yeah. It's a calculation, but yeah, it depends. It's all about context, I suppose, is what it means, right? Like, so, like you said, if it's a long video, like if we're talking like a 2-hour video, I mean, and people watch 10% of it, it's a lot of time.
I would say, if you was going to force me to give you an answer one or the other, then I would probably go for watch time. However, if you are a master at guiding your audience from one video to another, then average view duration may be more valuable because it's a multiplier effect. People are watching several videos and not just one video. So here's your example, is it? Yeah. Somebody may watch the live stream for 45 minutes, but it's a 5-hour live stream. I mean, if you're getting those numbers, that's pretty good because we don't get anywhere near that on ours.
Yeah, like that's almost a fifth of the whole stream. Like,
yeah,
that's great. I'd be very happy with that.
I think we were speaking to Spiffing Brit recently, and I think he gets about an hour per 2 hour of live stream. He has a very high average view duration, which was very impressive. There's no surprise considering how many concurrent views he gets on those live streams. Okay, GD slash a goal. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
what's up with you, Dan?
Head hurts.
The golden mindset. Week number 20. I'll have kids by the time I get selected. Well, you only got to wait another 16 weeks. We'll check in then. Philo Rogue. I was getting about, but then the number's very specific, 46,000 views and 20 subs a day on shorts. And then yesterday I got 2,000 views and 1 sub. Is that normal?
Minus 1.
Thank you, guys.
If it's shorts, yes. I mean,
now,
it could be.
Is this just one viral short that was bringing in all of the views and the subscribers? Or was this like your whole channel and these views were spread across multiple shorts and then all of a sudden it stopped? That may be, less normal, but we don't have a context. And what else can I say about this? I don't really know.
Yeah, it's really hard without looking at the channel. In this case, it could be because I've noticed that shorts, if you lose your momentum, if you don't upload for a while, maybe you have a short and you're very happy with how it's performing, it'll take you a while to get back into that like mode with YouTube. I don't know. It's just something myself and other creators have noticed. If I took a break from shorts and now they're not getting as many views, it's kind of a velocity thing. But we don't know. We're not looking at the channel. Best of luck.
Murat Senturk, I hope I pronounce your name some way correctly. I'm thinking of adding English subtitles to future videos to get views from different countries. Should I write text on thumbnails in English or not writing?
If you can communicate that message without text, that's a winning strategy. As soon as you put a text in a certain language, it's going to be assumed what language the video is.
Correct, yeah. And I think that's typically why we try and encourage people to use less text, because it's the same as shorts, which don't have any spoken language in them. It kind of has that universal appeal. And the more you can do that, the better. I'm just curious, why you're keen on adding English subtitles to your content. Because I understand that you want to try and reach an English audience, but that English audience is still likely to go for an English native speaking video as opposed to a video in a Turkish language with English subtitles, unless it's something very unique that the audience can't get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to understand the cultural relevance of the content.
You could look at your data and see how many views are coming from English-speaking countries. Like maybe there's like a precedent for this already. Like people are watching, but it's harder for them to follow. But yeah, if it doesn't cost you a lot of time or anything, then I would try to practice making thumbnails that don't require text, but still communicate the message.
New members, new sound effects. We have a Rumble RCYT. Welcome to you. We've also got Jamie Goodaham. And last but not least, we have Crosshair. We have literally nothing to say.
So
why do some of my shorts get 30 views and some 5,000 views?
Shorts.
Shorts.
Should that be mine? Yes. Should I just mine? Shorts.
Shorts. The topic will be my best answer.
By the way, super chat's coming in now. We might not be able to get to you.
We're already over time here. We're already over time. I've got a quiz to finish. Gaming exploits. Does your service have a tool to upload 2 thumbnails and then select it for the better performing one? We do not do A/B thumbnail testing within vidIQ, and there is no need to, quite frankly, because in literally months, I think at the start of 2024, we should all have that tool. Yep. Mr. Beast, I know, is using it right now. Yep. He's done some tests about whether to have a mouth open or not for thumbnails. So hang tight, you're going to have that option. Next super chats from the greatest of all time, Daddy and the Fam. Gotta go homeschool my kids, but vidIQ, you're all outstanding. Hope to listen to you audit my channel one day. Thank you. I wish I had a goat noise sound effect. There's one I'm missing. Parody Planet. What would you say are must-haves for shorts that are audio-based? Static image for visual.
Static image. Movement. Super interesting story. Movement's helpful. Just imagine scrolling to a static image. What would you want to see to make you not scroll away?
Yeah.
I might not be understanding the question.
I'm still confused by the question.
They're audio-based, meaning, hey, I just want to like talk. I want people to listen. They don't have to watch anything. I think that's what they're trying to get at. But video, like, that's half of video is video.
so I think what's probably really important is the first few seconds are crucial, obviously. So you've got to engage them somehow. And you're probably going to do that more through audio than visual. So, for example, I don't know if this is going to apply to you, but I've been practicing something in my shorts for a long time now, which is in the first 5 seconds, I've got to say the word "but," or like "but then," or "but now," or "but this happened," because it creates an unclosed loop. It starts a story. So that's what you've got to do in the first few seconds. And I think it's a must-have, not just for your shorts, but shorts of all kinds. Zengi's Idigai. Best idea for game-themed sleep music into shorts. Huh? Let me read that.
Game-themed sleep music?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You got me.
You definitely shouldn't be using music from games that is copyright material and just putting it in a video. That won't work in the long term. If you want to make your own music and theme it around games, I don't know enough about music to say anything specific. But yeah, it's hard to.
I'm just gonna play game sound effects.
Perfect. There's your answer.
There's your unsatisfactory answer. So I guess what we need to encourage people to do with super chats is that when you ask a question, try not to base it around your personal circumstances and channel, because we just don't have any context that can help us answer this question. If you want us to speculate, then maybe the topic you're covering is of not as much interest to the audience anymore. For example, lots of people have gone back to school. They don't have as much time on YouTube anymore. And maybe your channel was benefiting from your certain audience having a lot of time to watch YouTube videos, and now they can't do it as much. As a speculative answer and example. I have comic book reviews. This is from Kyle Renner Reviews. Do you recommend to upload anything else related, like I do guides, shorts, news, videos?
It should be related. If you're reviewing comic books, I'm trying to imagine what kind of guides. I guess a guide about finding rare comics.
Yeah.
It would just need to be for that same audience, right? So if you're doing shorts, then cool facts about different, like, did you know that there's like 20 different Spider-Man comics at this point?
You could always use your comics books as the launch pad. Like, let's say the Hulk's bringing out, there's a new Hulk movie, but you could say that in Hulk's latest comic, he turned into a squirrel. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm speculating. But did you know that in the latest movie, he's going to be tackling Loki in this amazing adventure? That can be how you take your audience from the comic book world to the movie world, or however you whatever topic that you want to cover. But I think there is natural crossover, but you have to respect your existing audience's interests and desires.
Mm-hmm.
Rumble RCYT. Whoa, where did all of that come from?
People still super chatting. We said we're out of time.
I'm a new RC off-road channel. How can I make shorts more interesting rather than just doing jumps, slow-mo effects? Create stakes, tension, stories. Like what happens if it doesn't make the jump? Or why are you doing this jump? Is it bigger and more spectacular than anything else you've done before? Provide a bit of a setup for that short will be my advice. Dan, anything from you?
That's kind of took the words out of my mouth. There's a lot of these challenges. I'm just a big advocate for challenges.
All right, I'm going to do these last two. The rat, does the time you upload a video affect it? If it's time sensitive, yes, upload it as soon as possible to hit whatever's trending. Generally speaking, YouTube suggested it doesn't impact the audience, but still common sense applies. I wouldn't upload a video at like 3 a.m. in the morning when all of your audience is asleep. I would consider, like, if you're, for example, if you're at work, you can't watch the YouTube video. If your audience is at work, they can't watch the YouTube video. Maybe launch it for when everybody gets back from work. Have all of these common sense thoughts, but don't think about it too much as well.
Yeah.
And treasured lawn. For lawn care, where is a clear season? How can a channel continue to grow when it's not easy to create content for your niche?
There's probably some like opportunities at the start of the season or the end of the season to like prep for winter. I don't know too much about lawns, but I think that there's probably some stuff that you could probably do around that. You might have a time of the year where you get to take a break, but that's not great advice. But you could do it.
It can be in some respects, Dan, because it gives you a person an opportunity to learn the craft of making content, like storytelling. Like you could become a master storyteller in these 6 months of the off season, so that when you get back and the first videos in the spring are like these epic videos. I would also say, and this is a bit of a cop out, but research your competition. What are they doing in the off season? How are they keeping their audience engaged?
I mean, there's a whole other part of the world that has lawns that are just starting to sprout when it gets cold for us in the States. So, I mean, you could cater your content to another country.
That's interesting. Interesting idea, Dan. But wouldn't they have to like fly to that location so that they could do the stuff?
Just use old footage and give tips. Whatever you want to do.
Blimey. All right, Dan. So I've got 2 questions left in the quiz. Yes, we're still doing that.
Make it quick.
What is the program called that allows creators to earn money from ads displayed on their videos?
Should I answer now?
Yeah.
YouTube partner program.
No, it's AdSense. That was right. I'm giving
what?
Correct. And what is the name of YouTube's initiative where they produce original content with popular creators, similar to Netflix or Hulu originals?
Oh, is it just YouTube Premium or I know it's through YouTube. Quote used to be YouTube Red, then turned to YouTube Premium. I don't know what the specific name is.
So no answer.
Yeah. Perfect.
It was YouTube originals.
Oh, okay. How original.
So I think, Dan, in the end, you scored either 6 or 7 of 10. I wasn't keeping count, to be honest.
Do I win a bathroom break?
You win whatever you need because the outro music is playing right now. Dan's gone. Thank you for your time. I will let you know that I will be absent again next week, but that's not because I'm on vacation. I am going to Vid Summit in Dallas. So if any of you are going, then I would love to meet you as part of the vidIQ Nation and creator community. Until then, you've been an amazing crew, and we will see you. Well, Dan will see you next week because he's sticking around and he's running a live stream. But I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And I'm waffling now because I'm trying to find the right button for the outro, which I've now found.